The following is an update and technical analysis on XAU to USD, the spot price of gold here off the daily interval, where I had mentioned on the 3rd of September 2023, we were trading spot price 1938.80, and I had remained critical how imperative this primary reactionary high downtrend line was, really off the April reactionary highs, multiple reactionary highs to help strengthen the validity of that price support level. And it would usher in an objective short trade entry to the downside, targeting the 1932.28 price support correlated with the 50-day moving average, call it a dual line of support, and then ultimately a revisit of the 1911.75 price support correlated with the 200-day moving average, call it a duo and are not a triple line of transitioning points correlated with the 382 fibs retracement. And here's the update. Rejected pretty impulsively right off that key inflection point, netting you, and the entirety of that trade was good for, call it a minus 2% drop on a 2% move to the downside. And we are honing in and backtesting, retesting the primary 200-day moving average, synchronized alongside the, again, right below the 1911.382 fibs retracement. And that will be an additional key inflection point to watch if and when we go on to retest it. Very shy of hitting it that previous day. We ended up getting bid. Bull traders, long traders stepped in pretty lightly here. Snapback and or counter trend rally right into the 1932.28 price resistance, which support now became resistance, had the 50-day moving average honing in up above as well. And I believe we've reached an even more critical juncture. I had remained critical how important this price support level was upon cracking it and backtesting it. We actually ended up shorting it right into that key support zone, just coming shy of hitting the 236 fibs retracement. The major difference now is the primary technical momentum indicators here in the moving average convergence, where we have a potential crossover here in the 1226.9 right off the zero line threshold. And if we have that confirmation, if we go on to retest the 1911 price support and we snap right through it, we have a nice, the dollar is on a complete tear as of now. And if we have that put in that solid daily candle close below, I would only take that as an additional secondary sell signal on a potential revisit right back to the 1885.70 price support. And then you will have confirmed a bearish crossover here on the MACD, only being rejected impulsively off that zero line threshold, and then ultimately have the oscillator having momentum fueled overshoot right back and undercut the zero line threshold there as well. Whereas you have the stochastics 1033 just nosediving on a bearish crossover down below there. And again, just a very key inflection point with the moving averages, with your technical momentum indicators in the moving average convergence on a potential crossover. Whereas long traders, bull traders, they need to defend this 1911 price support really at all cost to avoid the sell signal there in the technical momentum indicator, and then go on to rechallenge the 1932.28 price resistance once again, where you could map out and draw out the primary reactionary high downtrend line as well, which will more than likely correlate with that price resistance. So you're going to have a dual and or triple line of inflection points if and when we go on to consolidate briefly before re-challenging and or breakdown. Those are the two scenarios I see playing out, where every once in a while, where the time does come where you're just about to get that bearish crossover, and then what happens is you have a slip and slide and vert of that crossover, honing into the upside, which can sometimes mark the bottom within these key technical momentum indicators when you have an inverted crossover of that magnitude, and then at the same time just landing right on price support for an objective long trade entry, which what I would call a more aggressive long trade entry, without any positive divergences, without any abrupt positive conditions here in the momentum indicators. An aggressive trade setup where support is support until broken.